Hi, Dr. Bryn Gillow here from Life is Good Chiropractic. Today, we're going to talk about how to not let your neck get on your nerves, okay? How often have you seen people around you, and maybe you see that person in the mirror sometimes, that is not standing or sitting like this, but more like this, or like this, or like this, or very often like this, right? This head posture is so very hard on your body, okay? We all know that having your neck in a good position allows for your spine, your nervous system to function at its best. But really here, the thing is, to get more in detail, for each inch that your head is forward in front of where it should be, okay? For every inch, the weight that your spine has to carry increases by 10 pounds, if you can imagine that. So normally a head weighs between 10 and 12 pounds, an average head. So by just shifting your head forward 1 inch, you now almost doubled the load that your neck has to carry. So we want to talk about how to help your body with this, okay? Obviously, when we're working, we're sitting like this and our head is further into the screen a lot, especially when we're on our phones, games, things like this. Our heads are like this a lot. And even with other activities, doing the dishes, working in the yard, our head is like this. But in those activities, we tend to move around much more, so we don't get as stuck as we do when we're focusing, especially on a computer screen, a tablet, things like that. So this is where you really have to pay attention to it and make sure you have good posture. So if you can make sure that while you're sitting, you keep reminding yourself to bring your head back, to bring your ears over your shoulder, that would be extremely helpful for your neck, okay? The one exercise I always tell people to do to help strengthen those muscles, because for most of us it's actually really hard to keep our head back here. I call it the funky chicken. I don't know what name it really has, but here's how it goes. It's an easy exercise you can definitely do all the time. Every time you go to the bathroom, or set yourself a timer and make sure you do it many times a day. So assuming your head is forward, a little bit forward or a lot forward, wherever it is, you're going to take that position and you're going to move your chin, not your forehead, but your chin straight back. And then you're going to relax it forward again. Straight back, relax it forward. Okay? I don't want to see straight back and then pushing it forward. That's not what we're working on. We're working on going backwards. Straight back. Do you see the funky chicken in that? Okay. So back and forth. Back and forth. Work on going back, relax forward. Work on going back, relax forward. Those are muscles that are being worked here that you don't use during your normal day-to-day activities. So really important. The funky chicken. Okay. Another thing that you can do is when you're laying on your bed at night or in the morning, lay on your back, shimmy backwards until your head hangs off, okay? Now we're not working so much on strengthening muscles. Now we're working on stretching the ligaments and tendons and muscles in your neck. So when you let your head hang off, very important, don't move too far back. Be easy on yourself. I don't want you getting dizzy or lightheaded. Stay in that position to start with only for a minute before you come back up. And when you do come back up, be very careful. Don't just lift up your head after laying like this. Make sure to shimmy back until you're laying flat and then roll yourself to the side before you get back up. Okay, that's the head hang. You can start with a minute. If you do well with it, you can increase the time. That's a really nice one for stretching those muscles and helping with the curvature in your neck. All right. If you've been to see me, or if you've been to other chiropractors and have been told that you have a very straight neck, or maybe even curving in the wrong direction, this is a nice thing to help start to reintroduce that curve more back into it. But back to the muscles, okay? That funky chicken that we were talking about, when you're sitting, you can do that, like I said, all the time. Driving is my favorite time to do it because, you know, when you're driving, you don't have that much else going on besides paying attention to the road. So when you're driving, sit and push your head back against the headrest. Okay, by pushing your head against the headrest, you can do the back and forth, but in the car, I really like to literally take my head, push it back against the headrest, and push for 10 seconds, and then I relax. And then I do it again, counting to 10, push backwards, and relax. I do that 3 times in a row, and then I do something else. I like to do deep breathing and all of that stuff while driving. But that's a really good one too, to keep strengthening those muscles. And also it helps you over time to get used to having your head more naturally against the headrest. You know why it's called a headrest? Because you're supposed to rest your head there, okay? With that comes also your seat. If your seat in your car is really far back, where you're leaning back like this, guess where your head is going? Yeah, it's going forward. So make sure your seat is much more upright, okay? So that with that, you can put your head back into the headrest. You also don't want your steering wheel to be way far front because that's also going to make your head come forward, okay? So your car posture is pretty important. And if you're driving a lot, especially, this is a great time to make sure you're doing something good for your neck, all right? The next thing is something more while you're standing up. I showed this on a different video before, but it is worth repeating. So when you're standing, a very simple exercise is to stand with your feet. You can't see that right now, with your heels against the wall, with your pelvis against the wall, with your shoulders and your head. Ideally, your hands as well. So when you stand like this, you're actually standing straight. We don't do that much during the day. So put yourself in that position first and maybe stand there for 5 minutes while you're having a conversation with somebody or recording a YouTube video. Stand like this because it'll remind your body where straight actually is. If you want to kick it up a notch, you can do wall angels, okay? Take your, again, everything against the wall, shoulders, elbows, hands, and now we're doing this, okay? 10, 15, 20 times. Really good exercise to activate the musculature between your shoulders. That is all part of where, you know, working on where your neck is supposed to be, because the neck by itself, you know, doesn't do its own job. It has to all be connected with the musculature in here. So working with that is really good help. Another one that's nice and easy to do, especially after you've been sitting for a while typing, is to interlock your hands. I'm going to tilt this a little bit so you can see it better. Interlock your hands, okay? Bring your head back, tilt your head up, and look straight at your hands with your head up like this. And stay in that position for a minute if you can, okay? I'm continuously pushing my hands up. I'm not letting them relax. Continuously pushing up and bringing my head back. Really nice way to activate this area as well, stretch it, and help your head posture. So those are all different easy things that you can do without any equipment at all to help your neck not get on your nerves. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask. And I hope you will be as kind as possible to your neck, because it is the connection from your head to the rest of your body. Your entire life, everything that goes on in your life has to come from your brain through your neck before it can get to the rest of your body. So please take care of your neck well. The spinal adjustments, of course, are crucial to having your neck in the best alignment and best functioning position possible. So seeing a chiropractor is absolutely crucial, but these are great exercises to do when you can't get to your chiropractor as frequently as you like. All right, take care. Bye.